We're here with Chef Colin Hylton, having an exchange with him, getting ready to ask him some really interesting questions and have a nice conversation and hear what he has to say.
Get to know him. Hey.
What would you say is your favorite street food that you've ever experienced?
There's a hand roll. It almost has a Japanese influence, but it was not in Japan. That we had in Kuala Lumpur. That had the strangest fillings. And the thing is, if you're squeamish, do not look at what they're putting in there.
Just eat it.
Because I think a lot of these Asian countries, the rule of thumb is if it's not poisonous, it's edible. So it was a leap of faith. My friend Audley said, Colin, put the damn thing in your mouth. And it was actually very, 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 very good. Pretty much you want to kind of stand out from the crowd, and if you are doing the same thing that everybody else does, I mean, there's no way you're going to distinguish yourself from the crowd.
But how much of your childhood in Jamaica kind of influenced how your love for cooking, and where did that come from and the passion come
My
from?
mother, God rest her soul, was an incredible cook, self-taught. But I started by Christmas time when she would make Christmas cakes. And from then, I think when I was now 9 or 10, I took over the traditional Christmas dinner. Wow. So I was reading books, reading magazines at that age, but I put my spin on things. I'm saying, but wait. And some of the ingredients that were called for back then were not available. This was the times when Jamaica we were really in a depression.
Yeah.
And you couldn't get half of the things. So that to me is what, I think being deprived is what spurns creativity. I always tell young chefs, you all may have gone to the same schools, same recipes. What is going to make you stand out from the rest of your peers?
So what's your favorite indigenous thing to work with?
There are quite a few. In terms of starches, I mean, breadfruit is so underutilized.
Yes.
My advice is pretty much I like art, I like beauty. I'm a champagne person, so anybody that comes to the house if they're going to bring a host gift, it's probably usually champagne. Yes, French food is probably like the mother of food, but when I'm done, I'm wondering where is the flavor. Malaysia and Thailand and Japan are three of my favorite countries, because when you have food on the street, the flavors are just built over, I guess, centuries of their traditions. Bold, innovative, even their simplest things, like probably a fried, not cockroach, smells like cockroach, like a cricket. But they have a dipping sauce with that cricket. I was kind of weary at first, and I said, you know something, Colin? You travel to some places, I've had dog, I've had cat, knowingly. Because, I mean, as a chef, you want to taste things, and it's all about culture. If you're born in a country where you eat cat and dog as a regular, everyday thing, it's not a big deal. You eat goat, you eat cows, you eat other things. Animals are animals. So I'll say Malaysia and Thailand are my two favorite culinary destinations.
You mentioned earlier about loving food for what it is. So where do you get your favorite patty?
I'm a tasty patty guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a juicy beef patty. I'm sorry, guys. That's just the way it is. The Seychelles or to Fiji. Africa for some reason was never on my wish list. I think the Seychelles and Fiji is probably where I would have gone to. Again, warm weather cultures, and the topography is almost like Jamaica, same kind of vibe, and in a sense, kind of quasi-tropical. Yes and no. I could have reopened 3 or 4 times, but the bottom line is, and probably this is a cautionary tale. Make your plans if you're going to have a restaurant that's going to own the space that you're in. I find that landlords are beyond greedy. So I could have reopened, but I wouldn't have owned the space. And when I did the maths, I say, you know something, it's better to keep on doing what I'm doing. You're consulting, you're catering. But I do miss the immediacy of when you do a new dish, of the response to it right away. Good or bad.
Right.
Yeah. So that's the only thing I miss, the everyday. But the everyday grind, I'm too old for that. Young studs can do that, not me.
So, savory or sweet? What's your preference in terms of?
Strange, when I was younger and dining out internationally for decades, I would always look on the dessert menu first to then decide what I'm going to order. As I got older, I transitioned from sweet to savory. So if I had to make a choice now, it would be savory.
What would be your greatest mistake, you think, that has turned out to be an amazing thing for you?
Not mistake, I dropped a wedding cake once.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, one of the layers, won't call who it was for, but luckily it was 5 tiers.
Oh my God.
So
you had 4 more.
No, I remade. I think they'd love it, but back to the same point, if I were paying rent, it makes no sense. I mean, I'm still baking, I'm still doing what I'm doing. So chefs, yes, if chefs, I think, should have proper management, but in service to the chef. So you may have a vision, it is the manager's objective to get that chef to that vision. And the vision should also be attainable.
In closing, is there something that you've always wanted to do that you have not yet done in your lifetime?
I've always said, if I drop down dead tonight, I mean, I've lived a beautiful life. I mean, I've done most of the things that I wanted to do. I cooked for big celebrities, and that was interesting. When back in the day, myself and Norma, when the high flying people come down, Nelson Mandela came, Princess Anne, we were the go-to people that they asked to cater the events. So, and I think I've also met a lot of people through cooking.
Right.
If I were, and to be honest guys, if I were an accountant, no matter how good you would have been, you would not be where I am today.
Right.
My personality matter brought me to a certain place, but cooking at the time when I started, it was very innovative. Opened almost every single door in this country.
Cooking allowed you to do so many things that you might not have done otherwise.
Yeah, exactly.
As an accountant.
It did, exactly.
Right.
Because you're accountant, you're in some office stuck somewhere. Who the hell knows you? What are you doing? Crunching numbers?
Yeah.
No. That is my mantra. One life, and it needs to be lived. On the edge sometimes.
Love that.
That's what keeps my blood boiling.
And that's the perfect line to close our session with the great style guru Colin Hylton. So thank you so much for exchanging so many ideas, so many concepts, just so many great little nuggets for life. I think it surpasses.
Yes, because cooking is not my entire life.
Yeah.
I tell people there's a word you call a half-baked. If when you only can relate to what you do as a profession, I'm drawn into many other areas. Yeah, so that makes you.
Thank you for this beautiful table. Thank you for your time, and
thanks for mashing it up.
Look forward to all those amazing breadfruit things that you mentioned earlier. Can't wait to get into the kitchen to try some of that. So thank you, Colin.
Thank you, Colin.
Thanks for having me.
Yes.
It was a pleasure.
Great.
Hot lights and all.